Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first, and I have a fairly balanced rack. I have the out prefix, but nothing following from that. I think fount looks okay for 24. Not a great pickup, a bit clunky on the consonant front. I do have a Y hotspot. Actually, Y would be nice there, but very unlikely to remain available. What about fame? 26. Twy is good on its own. Okay, opponent plays through the O, gets rid of a whole bunch of vowels, has created a really good spot for either fame, 41, or Y, 44. Now this is a slightly better rack leave, I'd say. Can I extend on the score? There's also a good hotspot to the right of this E. Way for 41, not a bad rack leave, but a good hotspot for opponent there. And then the other option, of course, would be way. That's 40. Playable here as well. Oh, 44. But that does give back easy score. Wow, so many options. I think I will go with Y for 44. Not great. Duplicate the G's. Not a great consonant to duplicate. Mogge, I think, is good. Yeg isn't. Don't think there are any front extensions for fount. Opponent scores well with acne. And scoring spots on the board have tightened up somewhat. Or takes a W in front, one to come. Now, Emong is good for 11. Terrible score, but decent rack leave. What about, I was going to say Mo's, but Moz G's is good. That gets rid of the rack leave's not great, actually. What about Meze doesn't work because of EU. What about Jeum? 26. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. Not bad, a little bit more flexible than the previous rack, but not seeing a 7 straight away. Not quite Hotel G's. I have the Geo prefix. Geo light and no good. I have the ego prefix. Does this, I was going to say, does this rack combine with the S? Looks like it does. But the S not in a great spot. Board has tightened up considerably now. I do have an LT ending play. So something like Gelt 18, but vowel heavy. Not ideal. Amu takes an S. Wow. Oh, Segolite. Is that... I'm mixing that up with something very similar, I think. Segolite or... Right, very close, this rack. It'll be a shame to ruin the rack. What about just Alt 16? Keep the G back. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. Not a good pickup. The B and the G don't go well together, and the duplicate I drags the rack down even further. So a considerable distance from a bingo, but the board not exactly bingo friendly, so not a train smash. Bigot and Belt. Boite. Juts, okay. Opponents provided a scoring spot with the J, so Jibe looks... Jigot looks okay. Jibe 26. Yeah, I think I'll go with Jibe. That's a bit better. Elogist. Does that play? Not currently. Globiest, no. Globiest, yeah. What about Otalges from... oh, that's through an A. That's not going to happen. I think it was Segolate that I was thinking of previously, but back to the rack at hand. Elogist and... Wow, opponent keeps it tight. Jibe does take an S. Logiest. What about this S? It's my only hope, I think, because I can't start a bingo with the S early on in the word, can I? Logiest. Jibe does not take anything I've got apart from the S. I need to be sure of that. Yep. I have to abandon the bingo hunt, which is a shame because I was so close. Now, what to get rid of? G and O. There's a lot of O's to come, just the one G, but those are the two undesirables. The rest of the rack leave very strong, so it's almost worth sacrificing score for a good rack leave. I think I'll go with... I don't know if there's a better spot for OG on this board, or if there is even another spot at all. Gobi? No. Oh, actually, Gobi, yeah. 10. Terrible pickup. I had a fantastic 5-letter leave, EILST, pretty much the strongest 5-letter set you can get. And then I pick up V and X, so that was a real anticlimax. Expletives through about 4 floaters, and that's what I feel like doing. The Q is played, but I can't take advantage of it, unfortunately, which is a shame. The X doesn't play to good effect on this board either, so I've gone from a really strong position to a fairly weak one, insofar as this Q could be snapped up by opponent, and I'm almost forced to play the I and the S, or am I? Git is good, and I might even play Jive here. I know it seems crazy, but it denies my opponent use of the Q, and I've still got the S. I'm going with this. Not a good pickup. I draw no vowels at all, and I'm now in a difficult position to score and control the board. So that did backfire somewhat. This half decent score, but shocking rack leave. Jibed and vid. Yeah, that would be better. I might even get rid of the S just to balance the rack. 31. And, well, the rack speaks for itself. Not great. Nide and docks. 35. The S of no real use to me. Look at the scores, just 2 points between us, but opponent on turn. 2 blanks to come, those will be decisive when the scores are so close, I would say. Any extensions for Anne? I'm sure there are a few. Annelids, I think. Yep, opponent bingos and takes a decisive lead. So, not really sure how to resolve this rack. I mean, I can play through the eye, something like what am I thinking of? Torrid. Doesn't even reach the double. I think I will go with docks, just to keep scoring. Ouch, from bad to worse, the WU, a dreaded combination. And 30 points behind with opponent on turn, so not a favourable position to be in. Now I do have the W, but no way to get it to score twice, unfortunately. Twirl is good. That does play through the eye. Such a shame not to get value off that hotspot with my W. But opponent unlikely to block that spot. Opponent taking some time with this move as well. Preemie, okay. Pearl, that's what I'll go with. 18. Now, that's a little bit better. At a minimum, I have dual direction plays with the W triple twice, but I don't see bingo lanes unless I have a bingo ending in a W. The R is a floater for a bingo, so word right, word tire, no. Opponent scores well with pith and is now a bingo ahead, so pretty dire. I think I'll go with drow for 34. That's not a bad pickup. Actually, exciter. Wow, this X does look good for these tiles here. Now, what about the R? Serrate plus an E. What would that make? Acierate with through an A. No A available. What are the chances of opponent putting an A at A3? And then I could play Acierate, but that's wishful thinking. Now what about this X? And I'm still half looking at the R, although I haven't seen anything yet. So, two squares higher, that would have been perfect. Now, this is a bingo lane, C1 down. This could be something. Surely there's a bingo here. I didn't even stop to look if there was a 7, but it certainly looks like there should be. And this X, wow, running low on time. Exotica, no. Axerite, no. What is the 7? Is there certainly no 7? Where can I play an E out of the way? I've just got to get rid of an E somewhere. Just up here. Okay, citrate. Citrate, and opponent will block this, I'm almost certain of that. What about the X now? Dox takes nothing. Extricate, that would be a 9 or a 10. Extract plus an I. I extract a bingo. That would be great. I extract a bingo. That's not gonna work. Katia doesn't play anywhere. Preemie doesn't take anything, I don't think. Maybe an S. Opponent hasn't blocked citrate. Lobie doesn't take anything. I'm going with this. Citrate. Now, Snarlia doesn't take anything. What about an N something K play? K. What about KI? That would be good. Lobie takes maybe an S. I've got lick. Opponent will take that C out almost certainly. What about an S something X play? KI. Opponent's still favourite to win. He'll go out in 2, and there's no way I'll be able to make up 40 odd points. So yeah, the game is lost, but I'll need to limit the losing spread, I'd say. Yeah, he's got a few places. I'll just go with Kiss. And 32. I don't think I could have got much more than 32 out of that last rack. But yeah, close finish in the end. Big and got. Yeah, that's the end of the game. 426 to 391. Thank my opponent. Let's see what we missed. Wow, did I have a winning play at the end? I don't think. Fount was fine from the opening rack. Then opponent had Zoe A. And Thuy for 48. Look at that. Although it did leave a Y floating in the trip lane, so easy comeback score of about 30 points plus for opponent in most cases. So not a huge fan of it. Y was safer and not much difference in equity, so still happy with Y. Opponent has Acne. Yeah, so if I did play the Y, he would have had Caney, for example, for 27. Now, Acne, yeah, that seems good. And then Jeom for 26, but Gouge through the U, making Awi. That's nice. Getting rid of the duplicate problem of the E's and the G's. Yeah, that's an excellent spot. I'm surprised I didn't see that. Opponent plays Anus 25, and then no bingo here. Alt for 16, Gelt for 18. Gelt onto the T is what I had previously considered, but when I saw the vowel heaviness of the rack, actually looking at the vowel consonant ratio, it's almost worth taking the gamble on the vowel heavy rack with the balance weighted towards consonants. But yeah, I opted for alt. And then Juts for 29 seems fine for opponent. Jibe for 26 was the highest score, but Biog, yeah, J2. Biog, that's quite nice actually. Although UG does take a H and an S. But look at the rack leaf, very strong. TIE, far better than GIOT. Hence the equity difference of 7 points. So Jibe, and then opponent plays Duty for 37, takes the lead. No bingo here. Gobi, I took a while on this move, trying to extract a bingo, but look at that rack leaf. It was just so strong. And what do I pick up? V and X. So then opponent's got a pretty awful rack, goes with Chi. I cannot take advantage of the Q in the top right. Silvex at M4. That's not one you see every day. Silvex, very easy scoring spot, pretty much cancels out my 40 points. And yeah, leaving an E here at M8, not a good idea, even for 42. So what were the other options? Ixtals at H10. That's worth considering. 44. It does provide floaters, but yeah, I don't know. Hard to evaluate. I played Give. Opponent had Anne for 18, which was a perfect way for him to get rid of the two of his 3 N's and retain the blank. So that didn't work out well for me, and I'm now struggling with a vowel dry rack. Verl suggested at M2. Okay, that is nice. Verl, yeah, I like that a lot. 28 points. Opponent is bingoing. Look at this. Definitely bingoing with that rack. And Snarlier Snarlers. Now, still very vowel dry. Docs for 35, highest score. But rack leave suboptimal. Dextro through the E. I was looking for a play through these vowels, and Dextro was it. And that would have put me about 30 behind. So Docs comes down, and yeah, I'm about 30 behind, but opponent has a fairly flexible rack and is able to score and take out floaters. And then Pearl for 18 is best from this rack, keeping the W for a score next turn. Okay, so Pith, huge score at this stage of the game. 35 is on a closed board is a big score. And as you can see, bingo behind. Warranted. There was a bingo through the R, and it's a word I do know, so that's a shame to have missed that. That would have drawn me level, albeit leaving a D in the trip lane, giving back about 30 to opponent. Wow, that would have given me a real shot at bingoing, I'd say. I mean, at winning. An opponent did not have a bingo here, wasn't close, but Avian Avion 35, big score. So Drow was cancelled out, as you can see, 34-35. And close to a bingo here, but no cigar. Nectar for 33. I just played off the E gambling, and it did pay off. Opponent's got low buy for 24. Now we go into the end game. 7 in the bag. Citrate, the only playable bingo. I put it down fairly swiftly, and this is where we need to analyze a little bit closer. Yeah, I think from this point I've lost the game, unless there's a magical bingo. Oh, there is like words there, but not many floaters. That's the problem. So actually the T is a floater, but soat like, not a word. Anyway, let's see what there was available. 33 for fascia, and then kiss for 32 was the highest available score. So I'd say, I just go through the final one. So I'd say warranted was the turning point. If I'd played warranted, I think I would have had a fairly decent chance of potentially winning the game if some favourable racks came my way towards the end, but yeah, it wasn't to be. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.